Hello, sweet friends. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Mary Beth, and I make videos on simple living and real-life, authentic homemaking. Join me today for a simple reset day. Today was a Monday, and we're coming off of a weekend. Weekends for our family are full of everyone being home. We watch a lot of movies together and just enjoy a lot of relaxation. So sometimes that means the house gets a little bit messy, but that's okay. The time spent together is the most important part. I'm first catching up this morning on some dishes. I normally try to load the dishwasher and run it usually the night before, but we were having so much fun watching movies instead. I can quickly feel overwhelmed when the dishes start piling up, so it's usually one of the first things that I get to in the morning. That way it can begin to feel a bit more clear and calm for me. Dishes are one of those chores that just seem to never end. I don't particularly love doing them by any means, but I do try to remember in my heart that they are a labor of love. They represent the time and love that I've poured into making a meal for my family and serving it to them. Dishes really represent full bellies and time spent together around the table, laughing and having fun and enjoying great food. And really, dishes can represent love. Here I'm just wiping down all of the countertops. I make my own homemade cleaner. I just fill my bottle and reuse it over and over again. I fill it halfway with all-purpose vinegar. I add just a few drops of dish soap and top the rest of it off with some water. I find that this saves me a lot of money on buying spray cleaners throughout the year. I feel extremely thankful to be able to be home with my family. I was at home through all the years that my children were growing up, and we were also a homeschooling family as well. I did recently and briefly try to return to work outside of the home. I was in the dental field for many years before I had children. However, I found out that a lot has changed since those days, and I just couldn't do it anymore. My children are all grown now, and we're a working family, so very quickly I found things were beginning to slip within the home while I was working outside of being here. The house just wasn't being kept up the way it needed to be, and laundry started to quietly pile up. I found we were resorting to a lot of takeout food because we were all so tired at the end of the day. And I was also under a lot of stress from my job. Finally, I said, this has to end, and I decided to come home. It is not true that your grown children don't need you anymore just because they reach a certain age. It is also not true that your husband doesn't need you and appreciate your work in the home. I truly believe that homemaking is holy work. C.S. Lewis actually quoted, "The homemaker has the ultimate career. All other careers exist for one purpose only, and that is to support the ultimate career." I'm only sweeping the floors. I have an appointment today, so I'll have to mop them later. I'm putting away these bins of fabric we were given from my husband's aunt. I don't know how to sew very well yet, but my daughter has been sewing for many years, and she is currently teaching me. We love our dog Bear. He's definitely part of the family, but he's a Labrador, and they shed all the time. This is pretty much what I do when I'm doing a quick reset in the home. We have an open layout in our main living area, so taking the time to quietly tidy up and sweep and mop really makes the house look and feel so much better and a lot more calm. Everything is all tidied up now and feeling so much better. Now it's time for me to make dinner for my family before I leave for my appointment. I won't be joining them for dinner today, so I wanted to get it ready before I need to leave. We are actually in the middle of our second heat wave here in Michigan, and on this day it was 97 degrees. It is hot. On these hot days, I like to make something simple. I try not to use the oven as much as possible during the summer months because it just gets way too hot. Here I'm making a simple egg salad for egg salad sandwiches. I thought that seemed perfect on a day like today. Egg salad is high in protein, it's cooling and refreshing. I hard-boiled a lot of eggs over the weekend so we could just turn them into various dishes or enjoy them on their own for breakfast. I didn't use a recipe, I just added what sounded good. I put in a few stalks of celery, one onion, some mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and I also added dried dill. This egg salad turned out delicious. It could also be made with Greek yogurt, but all I had on hand was mayonnaise. Adding some dried dill was the perfect addition to make it have an even more refreshing taste. Look at these precious plates. I was recently gifted these from my husband's family. They come in an entire set, and they were actually his great-grandmother's. I just love them. I'm making myself a plate here so that I can eat before I head out for my appointment. I actually ended up toasting my bread for my sandwich, which is my favorite way to have any kind of cold sandwich. I'm going to sit down and enjoy my early dinner. Here I was talking with my daughter before she heads off to work. Thank you so much to everyone for joining me on this simple summer day. If you enjoy genuine and realistic homemaking inspiration and encouragement, please consider subscribing to my channel. I appreciate each of you so very much. I share one video a week, and I look forward to visiting with you all again soon. Have a beautiful day.